because there's so much passion at this time. There's so much passion for what we want to create. There's such a deep drive to do better and to be better and to see change and to make it happen. We have to be willing to think beyond the box. We have to be willing to create heaven now. We have to stop insisting that the old has a hold on us. We have to stop trying to fight the old, because there's only the now. There's only the new in every single moment, and it's what we create here, what we give life to. So if we're busy fighting the old, we're only perpetuating, we're actually leaking our energy, which is on a literal level. And every single moment we're recreating reality. Reality is consistently refreshing, and we only experience what we as a collective are holding on to. So we have to break this and really discern that how much we've been manipulated and controlled by our upbringings to lack the faith and the self-trust, in the optimism and the openness and the self-love, to realize how valuable, how deeply we can trust our body and its needs, and our excitement and our curiosity and our heart. It just changed the way that, as we interpret our heart and our love and our desire to see, we interpret it through the lens of limitation that society has given us. We interpret this love, we say, oh my God, I'm feeling so much love, and instead of saying, and I'm wanting so much better for humanity, instead of letting this love that connects us beyond all sense of limitation, all sense of bounds, instead of letting that take us into its limitless possibility and creative purpose, we have been trained to not trust the wisdom of the heart and to interpret it through the lens of lack and limitation and pessimism and disempowerment. So we feel all this love for the world, and we translate that into depression and into fear and anxiety and worry about the future. So truly leading with the heart and focusing on the heart at this time, and truly listening to the wisdom of what is coming through us with all this passion and all this desire for change, is to fucking go beyond the mental boxes and to think in limitless possibility, and to let the heart be the guide, and to orient it from negative mental orientation to positive orientation, so we can really listen to the wisdom of the heart instead of keep betraying it. Because the heart is telling us, as in its cries for the world at this time, that what's happening in the world is going against, is not listening and neglecting the heart, is contracting the heart. This is what our heart's telling us when it feels the heartbreak for the world right now. And so in order to be the remedy, we have to use our brain instead of to fall deeper into that and to let that bring us even more down and continue to confuse us. We have to basically reorient our minds to be able to be the remedy, and to open the box, open our minds to make room for our hearts to be the guides at this time, beyond the stories of what's possible or what's not possible, beyond the stories of what the world has done to our hearts so far. The heart knows no stories. The mind has stories, and those condition us and condition certain filters that try to protect our hearts from being too vulnerable. But the biggest medicine we can do at this time is to trust in the wisdom of our hearts and its love for the world, and rather to let us fall into pessimism, to let it expand us beyond those very programs of lack and of limitation and of neglecting the infinite radiance that comes through it, that have plagued us. And it's an inside job. It's an inner work on the mind. Just like Rumi says, don't look for love in the world, look for all the barriers against love that you have within you. So we have to do the work to, rather than blame the world for harming our hearts, we have to do the work to see the places where we're still harming our own hearts by using the situation of the world and its effects on the human heart as an excuse for why we shouldn't open our hearts and live limitlessly and expansively from that place of infinite potential.